The purpose of this short video is to familiarize yourself with your new Perfect Pass Stargazer 3-event system. So when you first turn it on, you'll notice that after you've initialized it, it starts life in the Slalom mode. But before we actually calibrate, I suggest you get familiar with moving around the screen, and then we're going to do an RPM test. So to move around the different screens or to change modes, you will use the menu key, which operates much like a mouse on a computer. The menu button will move the cursor around the screen. Now to move to a different mode, always highlight the arrow in the upper right hand corner and then press the up key. Here you'll see that the different modes are available for selection. To scroll through the modes, use the menu key and decide which mode you would like to use and simply select it. And you'll see it takes you right back to the slalom mode that we were in. Now, before you actually run in the course, we suggest you do a pass in the RPM mode to confirm that your control is working well and that your RPM signal is smooth and constant. So the next step will be to select RPM mode, and then we're going to take a run in the open water. So once again, to move to RPM mode, you'll use the menu button to highlight the arrow and then press the up key, and then use your menu button to move the mouse down to RPM mode and then press up to select it. Your system always defaults on a new system to 2800 RPM. So for this test, I suggest we take it up to 3200, which is a pretty good RPM that matches slalom speeds. And now we're ready to do a pass in the open water. So what you're going to do in a moment is you're going to throttle up reasonably aggressively, just like you would if you had a skier in tow. The system will beep to engage, and the digital tack will climb, match, and hopefully lock on and hold very tightly at about 3200 RPM. So here we go. We'll throttle up the boat. The system will beep to engage as it approaches the set point. And the system is taken over. Now what will happen is the RPM should quickly lock and hold within about 3 seconds of the engagement beep, and should hold ideally at 3200 to 3210. It should hold on the high side. And if it does this, this would indicate your linkage, your installation was properly done. Now closely watch your RPM tachometer. You want to make sure that there are no spikes on that line. In other words, it should hold and not move within more than 10 RPM or so. If you see any 20, 30, 40, 50 RPM spikes moving in and out, that would indicate the RPM signal is not clean and may need to be inverted. However, on this particular boat, on this test, you can see that things are very smooth and consistent, which indicates all is well and we're ready to move to the calibrate slalom process. So now we'll disengage the system by pulling the throttle back, and we're ready to move back to the slalom mode. So once again, to move to slalom, you will highlight the arrow in the upper right hand corner, which means I want to leave this screen. Press the up key. My different modes are available for selection. There's slalom, and once again up to select, and we're back to 34.2 slalom cal mode.